You go there. No, I need chat. Where's chat? I need the chat pop out. Where is it? That's not gonna work. Right. You do like right. Oh, there you go. Let's get that. Let's pause. Let's pause it. That. Alright. Oh no, you also this says to be opened. Not you. It's muted. Alright, perfect. Okay. How do I fit this all on one screen? Okay, what is this? I need to see the chat pop out for you. Cover that up. Be hidden. That needs to be. Really? Okay. And then where did YouTube go? YouTube, where'd you go? Oh no, this is YouTube. Okay, so that's YouTube, and then where's Twitch? Where's the Twitch chat? Oh, there it is. Okay, put that there. Come on. I need a program to like set up all these windows exactly how I want them every time. That will be one of my apps, I think. Something just to rearrange windows to the way I had them. Okay. Why do I have you open? I don't need you. Okay. That works. All right. All right. Okay. Let's see. Streams starting in 5 minutes. Okay. did I go? Sorry. Yes. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. All right. So this is going to be a continuation of a little project I started the other day, which is trying to animate what I'm calling a mascot. A mascot is a little character that is going to be animating across my stream as I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube and stuff. And viewers are going to be able to type in little chatbot commands to the mascot, and the mascot's going to do whatever they say. Well, not do whatever. It's going to be a limited set of things that the mascot can do, whatever I animate. And as I can think of other little cute little things it can do, I can add little other actions that the mascot can take and that the viewers can have him do. And and even without viewer interaction, the mascot, will just kind of randomly start doing things. I'll have it just randomly do things on my desktop. So basically, it's going to walk around on the desktop, and as if the desktop is its world, basically, and it's just going to kind of just live in my desktop while I stream and to kind of entertain the viewers, basically. If I'm kind of make up for maybe times when I'm not all that entertaining. That's the idea, at least. And just have something a little unique to the stream. So last time I did this, I ended it on what I'm calling currently the scene class, and it's in a little bit of a mess. So I'm gonna I haven't really thought it through since the last time I was on this project, so I'm just gonna have to dive into it and figure out what the heck I have, where we're at, and where we need to go, so that we can animate a character on my stream, because I'm hoping to finish this up tonight. It won't be the end of this project. It won't have chat interaction yet. I'm just trying to get some animations working right now. The very basic, minimum viable product. So, without further ado, we're going to get right back into the scene class and get this thing going. Okay. So slightly. Okay. Well, here is our scene. Let's see. Oh no, I'm covering this up. There's. Okay. Yeah, I can see everything. Okay. I don't need you. You can go away. Yeah, okay. Alright. So we have our scene class. Now let's assess what we have. Sending into our scene class, we are sending our settings. Our settings tells us right now just where our data is going to be. Our data is going to be where our images that we are animating. And then also, every scene we're giving a plan. So the scene is going to be like, I think right now it's just a one-off thing. So we're just going to give it a plan, and the scene basically has the job of just rendering what we want to render out to a animated GIF. So that's what the scene is we're going to give it a plan and say, hey, I have these sprites and they want to go from here to here over this amount of time, and then so the scene will, given that plan, will create an animated GIF of those sprites doing those actions. So so we have a plan, and the plan is a width for the image and then it has a list of frames in the plan. And every scene frame has a scene frame type. I don't know if frame's the best term for this, but that's what we're calling it. And so the frame type dictates what this data type is going to be. So this is the most generic data type that C# has. That's why I use that one, because anything can be cast to an object, and you can cast an object to basically anything. So we're not storing generic objects there. This is just basically saying this can be anything, and what is actually stored in this variable will be dictated by this. And right now we only have one thing, a move action, which basically is saying that a sprite is going to be moving. So we're going to have a sprite, and we're going to give it 2 positions. And I think let's go over here and look at our move data. So this is the actual data type that we're storing there. We're going to cast that property over to this data type. Once we realize that it is a move type, that means the data will be of this type, and the move type will have 2 positions, and it's going to have a certain amount of time. So it's going to have a starting position and an ending position, and over a certain amount of time, the scene is supposed to animate the sprite across those positions. But the sprites aren't necessarily static sprites. They're not a single image being translated across or up and down or wherever you're trying to move it. The image, it actually, so, imagine this is a character and he's running, so his legs need to be moving to give the illusion that he's running across my screen, right? So we're not actually giving it an image that we're moving across these positions. We're giving an animation. What an animation is a list of animation frames. We have a Boolean basically that says whether it's looping. So you could have an animation that doesn't loop, and it just whatever this the instructions in here say it says that it does. When it's done, it would stop. But I imagine most of the time I'm going to have the looping animations, so that's going to be true. And that just means that when it gets to the end of the animation, it's going to continue. So each one of these animation frames has a sprite, which is, and I'll show you that in a second. And so basically it says how the sprite, we're going to show it for a certain amount of time. These durations are all going to be in seconds. So fractions of a second. 1 will mean 1 second. 0.1 will mean 0.1 seconds. And these sprites are just a path to the image and a pivot point. So it will be, so that will be basically saying, when I say I want this sprite to be at a certain position, what I mean when I set this pivot point is that I want this pivot point to be at that position, and wherever the sprite needs to be, it'll be offset by that. So how this is going to be used is the pivot point can be set at, so imagine the sprite is a sprite of a character, right? We want this character, he's going to be running across the screen. So we'll probably put the pivot point at the bottom of his feet, right? So it'll be some pixel position is what this pivot point is. An X and Y coordinate, and it will be probably right in between the middle between his feet, right at the bottom of his feet, whatever that pixel coordinate would be. That will be his pivot point, right? So when I say that I want him to be somewhere, what I mean is I want his feet to be, in the middle between his feet, that little pixel to be right there. So, that's because normally I think I want to say images are top left. Is a 0 coordinate system? I can't remember if it's top left or bottom left. Either way, it's not going to be what we're gonna want. So because it'd be much easier because we're trying to animate characters, so we'd like to just describe them as I want his feet to be here, or wherever the pivot is. I'm thinking about a mascot, a character, but we could be animating anything. We could be animating a ball or anything. I might describe the pivot of a ball. I don't know. It could be in the center of a ball, or I could decide the pivot is on the bottom where it touches the ground. It's whatever we want it to be. but that gives us some flexibility so that we don't have to always think about, well, how wide is his sprite. So because I want it to look like he's standing somewhere, but if his sprite is 16 pixels wide, and the middle of him would be 8 pixels, so you'd be doing just all this math all the time. But with this pivot, you don't have to think about that when you're doing your animations. You just set the pivot on the sprite when you set your sprite up initially, and then when you're animating, you don't have to think about where his feet would be in the thing. You just get that set with the pivot, and it's done, and then all your animations are off the pivot, and then it just makes everything so much simpler. It's just how it would be done in a game engine, basically. We're just doing like a little bitty mini game engine, essentially. All right, so back to the scene. So that's basically the data that we're dealing with. Now, this thing's a little bit of a mess because as I was designing it, I couldn't exactly decide what the design should be. So it's a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. We shall clean it up. We shall definitely clean this up. Okay. So how does this work right now? So like I said, we are given our settings, which is our folder, and our plan, which is just describing what we want to draw. And I've also established next frame IDX. So I think that's talking about, I think I wanted to say which frame of the plan, because this plan has, let's get this open. So this thing has, I think it was an index into this is what I think I was trying to say. So I think I was thinking that this would basically remember which one we're on as far as that's concerned. All right, so this was us. We're building a series of images that then have to be compiled into an animated GIF. So I'm putting these into a temporary folder. So first we create a temporary folder, and I discussed that in the previous video. We don't need to really go into that, but we have one. We have a temporary folder that we're going to be putting our images in. This is a library that I found on the internet that someone wrote. I haven't looked into who this someone is. It could be someone's people, an organization, a group. It's open source, I believe. Actually, I know it is. And it allows you to do all kinds of things with images. And it has capabilities of allowing me to animate GIFs, which is what I'm using it for. So that's how my characters are animated right now. They're made out of animated GIFs that have transparencies on them, so that that they can appear that they're on the desktop, and it's not just a big block. It's everything but them is transparent. All right, so the way that works is that you have a collection of these images that you feed it, and then after you add them, these images, so this is just a path to, I believe at this point it's a GIF already. So I think this is going to be a GIF file at this point, and it might be a PNG file though. Actually, I don't think it matters. I think it might be a PNG file. And then we're going to add it, and then you set the delay, and that that tells it how long, you know, the animated GIF is going to stay on that frame. So really, I guess all the magic right now is right here. So it's this. So while try to get next frame far out. Okay, so I guess what we're doing here is we're going through our plan using our next frame IDX to indicate which one we're on. And we're giving out the basically building the animation so that we can then feed it into this so they can build up the animated GIF using the image that we just built. So this thing has to basically build an image and then put the image, the information to the path of the image that we just created. So it's, you get a path and a delay. I guess I did the delay in integers here because in animated GIF it's integers. We're gonna have to calculate that because we're in floating point, so we're definitely not gonna have, it's not gonna be a copy of anything. We're gonna be calculating that for sure. If that's how we're gonna do it. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So we just want pure data at this point. So whatever calculations need to be done to convert from our floating point seconds to the right. Okay, so for my last video, now I remember why I did this. This animation delay is not milliseconds as I had originally anticipated, but it's I guess what I'm calling decaseconds. It is 1/100th of a second. So this will need to calculate how many 1/100ths of a second delay between frames is desired by this plan that we gave it, and that's what it'll need to feed into this animation info that it's providing. All right, so what it's doing is it's saying go through all the frames, give me the next frame. If the frame's a move frame, which is the only kind of frame we have right now, then get the animation info for that frame. Now, this is a little wrong. Well, this is not going to work, I think, the way I was intending it, because, okay, so we have one image. This is one image, right? We got an image and a delay. Okay. But this guy's saying try to get the next frame. Every frame's only going to give you one image. Well, that's not really, no, that's not how it's going to work. That's not how I designed it. So thus far, because I mean, I guess probably the confusion in this code probably happened because I called it a frame, and it, you know, like an animation frame, and it's not a frame. Let me see if I can, because you can think of keyframes in the animations in the animation class that I'm doing. I've seen those as even keyframes. I think it is. So, seeing keyframes? Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about. I shouldn't worry about names right now. That's why I think I got confused. Okay, so all right. It's not next frame. I can't get next frame. This needs to be next. Well, it is. Yeah. It is next frame, but it's like, it's confusing. It's like, I need to get the next animation frame. Okay, so if we're gonna get the next animation, so it's not gonna be quite like this. So we're gonna need to sit on. We're gonna need to sit on a frame for a while. So we're gonna need to say like the frame is done. So how do we know a frame is done? Right, so that's no. This is an animation frame. This is basically the lowest level. We have sprite, which is just path information to an image, and seconds that we want to show that. Okay. Now we have a I'm just thinking this current design, I don't think I can even this still needs to change more because the current design is not going to allow me to do anything other than one. Like I couldn't have say I had an image of a I don't know, a clock ticking somewhere, and then I had the character walking around. I couldn't have an image that was a strip that both had the clock ticking over here. Where's the clock gonna be? This will be the clock. All right. I couldn't have an image where the clock's ticking over here, tick 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 tick, and then the character's walking over here. And these are two separate images, right? That I'm stitching together into one strip image. Because that's what we're gonna have. We're gonna have like little strips in my stream that these invisible little strips that we're going to build images that we place into those little areas on my stream. So like the bottom of my stream will be one of these strips, right? That'll be where this little guy can walk on the bottom of the stream, and I might have a strip on the side, up the side, so the guy can climb up the side of my monitor or something. I don't know. So I might have a little strip on the side, but oh hey, sorry, I didn't see you come in here. Hey, you're like trying to make a VTuber avatar app. Yeah, I don't know. People might have something like this already. I don't know if that's something that already exists. It's just something I thought of because I'm actually making a game, and I was just thinking. I just thought of it. It'd be kind of cute to have my little characters from my game walk around the stream basically, and just kind of dance around my desktop while I'm streaming myself building the game. Because I'm gonna have these animations that I have to make for the characters anyway, and it's not too much of a stretch to. Oh yeah, right. But yeah. So, but in typical fashion for me, I like to build things rather than with Pokemon, right? So they have like little Pokemon characters, like that just kind of walk around the stream and do Pokemon things. I don't know. what are they upgrade and hop into balls and out of balls? I don't know. I never got into Pokemon. I don't. But right. But yeah. So yeah, same kind of idea. I think. I'm just making, and it's not gonna be perfect. I've tested it out. There's some performance issues with it. I think the real version of what I'm gonna have to do is actually gonna have to be probably an OBS plugin. But this first iteration will work. For now, I just wanted to get something working, and so anyways, but this is not going to be enough. Okay, so width, and we have a bunch of what I'm calling a frame, but it's not a frame. This move command has the amount of time that it wants to move. It doesn't have a start. It needs like a start time if I want to do just a list here. I could do a list, and I could say it starts at a certain start time, and then it goes for a certain amount of time, and then I could just have a list of, so I could have a clock over there that's ticking, and it starts at time 0, and then the guy is running across the screen, and he also starts at time 0. So they're both doing their animations at the same time, so I could describe them within the same scene frame, as I've called it. I hate this name, but whatever. So, right. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll just add one extra piece of information here, which is float. I'm just trying to think here. Do I put the start time here? I think I will for now. This start time might be... some of these fields, like duration and start time, might actually be over here too. Because they're not 2 instead of over there. Because if they're going to be on every scene frame type, there's no point in putting them there. But I don't know that yet, because I haven't quite decided what other kind of things other than just moving a sprite I'm going to want to do. If there ever is another thing. So for now, I guess we'll just do that. So we have a duration, and we have a start time, and I guess we'll just keep it in the same unit, so it'll just be seconds. So start time 0, and then so you'll just enter a certain amount of as I'm calling them right now, scene frames, and I have a better name for it, scene actions. You're gonna take it, thank you. You're gonna so you'll have a list of scene actions, and they will start at a certain time, end at a certain time, or at least right now, and we'll build a animation from that. Okay, so these aren't frames, these are acts. All these, right? Yeah. Actions or scene actions. I'm not. Probably changed my mind. I don't know. All right. So that's not. Next scene action IDX. Scene action. Sorry, I need to be better about looking at chat. This guy has something pretty much always at least one in software and gated. Right on. Yeah, I'll have to check him out later. Yeah, I need to steal some ideas on what you can do with this. I've been brainstorming on little things I can do with them. Like I was thinking about obviously he runs across my screen, climbs up the side of the screen. I thought it'd be fun to have a cannon and have it, you can interact with it where you basically are trying to shoot him out like Evil Knievel, trying to catapult him at a target somewhere else across the other side of the screen. Like maybe the target's sitting on top of up here, on top of my webcam, and then maybe he's over there. I've not figured out how to point with the webcam yet. It's reversed. He's over there. Maybe he's over that way, and then so the chat can, the cannon's moving up and down and stuff, and maybe, or maybe the chat, is can type in what degree, what angle, or it shoots him out at, and it would just put him at a random location every time, so that the angle would change. So you'd have to kind of get good at trying to figure out how, and also I guess you could maybe also decide how much powder to pack in there, and you could just blast him off the side of the screen if you wanted to, and he would just come back later. You'd be like, dust himself off or whatever. But I have I've written down like little ideas like that. And I'm not a very good animator. The game I'm making is not going to be, it's all 2D, but I figure I can do little silly little animations like that probably. But anyway, all right. So we have not a frame, a scene action. So we're gonna get our scene action to get. Right, so this thing wants to spit out a frame. All right. So how am I gonna do this? I need to sit on the scene action for a while, and then keep spitting out. Let me see. All right. I'm going to have to pause the stream for 20 minutes or so, do some shopping for groceries for tomorrow for the kid, for school, and then I should return and make a mascot animator. So I shall return.